the people. We the people. 4. Politics unusual. Politics unusual. Choose. Politics unusual. Politics unusual. Choose. Politics unusual. Politics unusual. Choose.
Hi, I'm Joey Novick, and you're watching the third episode of New Jersey Politics Unusual. I am your host, and on Politics Unusual, we scan the entire state of New Jersey and beyond to find out exactly what's unusual in the world of politics. Today, we have an interview with comedian Elon David White, the host of This Week in Blackness, a very funny political comedian who, quite frankly, doesn't think he's too political. Then we go all the way out to Ohio, where our friends at New Left Media were interviewing people outside a bookstore waiting to get their book signed by Sarah Palin, her book Going Rogue. We meet a guy who sounds a little like a combination of Elmer Fudd and Mr. Haney from Green Acres, and he tells us why he thinks Sarah Palin should be the next president of the United States. And then to finish up, we have another ChristieToon. So, let's kick off with our interview of Elon David White.
Well, I don't consider myself an actual political comedian. I just do comedy. It seems that this is the area that I'm accepted in. I was brought into a political show not too long ago, and I told them I didn't think I was political. They said, "But you're black. It's fine. You're political." And I've been here ever since. That's what happened.
I'm the black man. I'm doing political material.
My influences, I like, of course, the easy ones. Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Mitch Hedberg. I thought was great. Who else? Off the top of my head, I'm a big fan of Louis C.K. Like big fan. Chappelle. These are the people that really speak to me.
And in where do you? This Week in Blackness is. Talk about that. Where does that go out to?
This Week in Blackness is a web series that I created. I just threw a video of myself acting a fool on YouTube, and apparently it somehow made me relevant. And so, it's literally, that's all it was. And then I ended up building a site, and it's and then all of a sudden, I got to write articles for places, and I'm like, oh, you guys care what I think? Okay.
One bit you did yesterday, which I found very funny, and I was wondering if white people have trouble laughing at it, when you said that you declared that you're from Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, and they listen to you speak, and that whole routine that you did yesterday, I just found absolutely hysterical, based on the stereotype of you don't sound like one of them, or...
The best part is that I'm not even sure if it's not even like a white people thing. Black people say this to me. Black people very often are just like, where are you from? You're not, bullshit, you're not from Bed-Stuy. I'm like, no, I am. Sorry. Born and raised. And where'd you go to school in the city? I went to John Jay High School. I went to a ghetto high school. I grew up in a ghetto junior high. It's all. This is just, apparently this is in your DNA.
Right.
I didn't know that to be the case, but apparently you can be born like this.
It's great.
Much like being gay.
Nationwide discussion. Friend of the show, Princeton professor Dr. Melissa Harris Lacewell. That's right. Her well-crafted ideas actually did shine very brightly through all the conversation. She really did shine because of her ideas, Not because she's light-skinned. Don't worry. Because she's just beige. She's just beige. She's going to punch me in the face. Melissa approached a topic such as structural racism and the actual data from the MSNBC black polls. Yes, they actually did conduct black polls. That wasn't me making a dirty joke. She approached both of them with intelligence and reason, which I think the other panel members didn't know they were supposed to bring. Tom Joyner, the co-host of the event, was in fact asked about Harry Reid's now infamous commentary on the light-skinned Negro. I didn't bring this back up, they did. And he explained that Harry Reid was absolutely correct. See, I totally said that. And then he explained, although Harry Reid was right, he was not allowed to actually say it. See, I totally said... I'm sorry, what? The way he explained it was, we all like watermelon. Yes, we all like watermelon, but if you were to offer him some watermelon, he would be offended. Well, that's a perfectly reasonable analogy. Someone stereotyping me about food is obviously the exact same thing as someone acknowledging the racist tendencies of American society. Duh. He's so smart with his metaphors.
Thank you, Elon. Very, very funny. You can catch Elon on his own feature, This Week in Blackness, on the web, and also touring nationally with Laughing Liberally. Next, we go from a really cool hip black guy to a kind of cross between Elmer Fudd and Mr. Haney from Green Acres, all the way out in Ohio in front of a bookstore, where this guy tells us why he thinks Sarah Palin should be the next president of the United States.
Tell us why you're
the epitome of conservativeness. And I'm telling you, if the Republican Party doesn't back her, it doesn't matter, because she's going to get the presidency. The state that she did govern was right across the street from Russia.
Right. You could cross the street and you'd be in another country.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that she's ever had to deal with Russia, but I'm sure she's had, boundary issues that she had to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, we got boundary issues in Mexico right now. Your own money, that's fine, but don't tell me to give away my money. That's socialism. To be honest with you, I don't know anything about her foreign policy.
Yes, and I'm sure all of the other Steelers fans out in Ohio are proud of you right now. Don't take my money, that's called socialism. Actually, it's called taxes that help pay for your education, but perhaps not that much. I want to thank our friends out in Ohio, New Left Media, who helped us get that clip. Right now we go on to our next ChristieToon, and then we'll see you next week. Thank you. I've been Joey Novick, and you're watching New Jersey Politics Unusual.
Tom.
Governor, do you think this sort of confrontational tone we take improves your odds of getting this through legislation?
You know, Tom, you must be the thinnest skinned guy in America. Because you think that's a confrontational tone, then, you should really see me when I'm pissed. And that's not confrontational, all right? So, I love when people say they don't want to have argument. That's what we were sent here for. They believe in certain things. They believe in bigger government, higher taxes, and more spending. Here it is. Bigger government, higher taxes, more spending. This is who I am. Like it or not, you guys are stuck with me for 4 years. And I'm going to say things directly. When you ask me questions, I'm going to answer them directly, straightly, bluntly. And nobody in New Jersey is going to have to wonder where I am on an issue. Blunt, direct, maybe you might say honest and refreshing.